Hi guys, I'm going to do a quick reading. I kind of mixed things up a little bit. I thought I'd pull 4 Oracle cards, and then underneath it would be 4 tarot cards, and this is going to be my typical columns. So the first column is, of course, what the energy is now, whether that be you, the energy around you, or the situation. And we have number 63 with the wind. The symbol of the wind represents the element of air. It rules communication, thought, song, and inspired ideas. It also signifies change with qualities both positive and negative. The wind blows from each of the 4 directions, and there are different qualities bestowed by each. South, carrying a new sense of trust, helping you gently begin to discard habits and the parts of you that are no longer needed. West, calling you to more introspection, to a willingness to make final decisions, to let go of attachment and ego desires. North, moving to bring you wisdom and strength. East, carrying clarity of vision and purpose. Whichever way the wind is blowing for you, the message which the wind whispers or shouts is a challenge. It may take courage at first and turn to face the wind, but you will find the exaltation in moving towards it and receiving its lessons. The invitation says, when the spirit of the wind comes calling, it's a sign of change. Perhaps you need to change your mind about something. Perhaps an old way of doing things has become automatic. And now that you've gained greater clarity, you can make a new choice. Regardless of what the change is, you can expect to be understood and to have clear communication with others at this time. Ideas are solid, and the shift that's being called for is in the highest good of all. And then right underneath that, we have the 4 of Wands. So this is a shift that somebody's in. And being the 4 of Wands, maybe this is something that is, represents who you are. Maybe you're somebody that's celebrating right now. It's like a collective celebration. It's celebrating with people that, you enjoy being around. That's what that feels like to me. It's also the 1111 card. And it also kind of reminds me of the 3rd decan Aries, because I'm a 3rd decan Aries. And that's what, if in astrology and tarot, and there's different ways to look at all of it. Like there's so many different ways to look at those angles. So not every single one of them, like you could look at one card and it'll mean this, this astrological whatever, but this one always reminds me of 3rd decan Aries, because, that's whatever. And this is Venus in Aries, which also sometimes, I'm all over the place, but that's okay. Venus in Aries, the 3rd decan can also be Jupiter in Aries too. So just a little bit on that. But so this means, celebrating and having the support. This feels like something about something that you are having change in, and it feels positive because this is something that you have support, whether that's from, people around you, loved ones, friends, or maybe it's just like, you feel good about this. This gives you a sense of celebration. This change is for a good, or maybe you're starting to see things in a better and lighter way. The second column I have, that's always kind of like our column of what we need to work on. And we have number 30 in the Santa Muerte Oracle with realization. It is the card of accomplishment of one's work, the realization of one's projects, but also the comprehension of the entire process that we are immersed in. Something with faraway roots has passed between our hands, infused emotions into our hearts, and finally bloomed like a flower in our mind and then in our work. We are made up of the same particles that make up any other atom of the universe. When we are moved by something, it is the universe that watches and is moved by itself. Participating in this joyous merriment, that 4 of Wands card, that was made possible only by the form, I'll bet a transitory one, that the Holy Mother has given us. The advice of the dead, it is time to understand the nature of your act, because realization is coming and results are near. And I feel this, and there's so many things that I got going on in my, I want to say in my head, but also in my heart. There's things that I'm working on slowly, and so I'm feeling this one. I am resonating with this. So anyway, there you go. And then, so we have the Empress underneath. So what we need to work on, what we need to focus on is, I feel like, just like yesterday, there was an emphasis on, really allowing things to come in and being, having a sense of gratitude and having that, receptiveness. I feel like this is where somebody needs to be. I feel like this is where I need to be. Stopping that hustle and grind so much, and realizing that, okay, you're doing this because you like it. So, allow it to be a little softer. So I feel like this is somebody's ship is coming in, and it might not show up the way that you want, because those things never do. But usually when something comes in like this, in this way, in this form, I feel like it comes in with a shift, comes in like the winds, and then change. And the change is about how you view your success, how you view your happiness in this situation. And I'm definitely feeling this too. So so that's beautiful. And then my third column is always kind of like, what we have as far as like our assets, what we can have to kind of help us, what energies are around us, what astrological energies are around us. And then we have Shell, and then we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, so I don't have the book for this one with me, but Shell kind of can be a multiple of things. If you look at it, there's layers to this little tiny rabbit, and there's like, different forms of layers and different parts of this rabbit that, make up different parts of them. So as this, I don't know why this is coming to me, but as an asset, I feel like this is somebody who is multi-layered. You have many layers, and you're able to take them shells off. But also, if you look, like, they're still there. Like, the shells are not like falling apart. They're not like onion skin where, you take it off and then you got it, you throw it away. These are shells that for different parts of yourself that I feel like, you are opening those shells up, but at the same time, these are different parts of yourself that you're open to. If you look at them, they're not closed, they're open. So this is something about somebody is faceted. This is somebody who has the ability to do many different things and do well in them. And then with the Ace of Cups, this is, a cup from the universe, always is for me. It's also, I feel like this is a receptive type of feeling. There's somebody who is able to be receptive, and I don't know why, but I'm getting the word flexible. This is somebody who is able to receive and kind of like be creative in a flexible way, in a way that, like, there's things that you can see the beauty in them, and you can be creative in them, because you are a multifaceted person. So that's where that comes from. And then my last column is, kind of like what our advice is. It's also about, the next step. And then we got the Mystical Shaman in again. And this was in my last reading yesterday, I believe. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, whatever. But yeah, this is the Mystical Shaman. This is like what they wrote the whole book about. I don't know if I'm really going to get into the whole thing. Well, I'm going to, because why not? But it's number 38. And the essence is, this is the symbol of the myth maker, the storyteller, who is neither made nor defined by the story. Instead, he observes it, evolves through it, perceives all aspects of it. In doing so, the Mystical Shaman represents the ability to dream a new story, a new myth into being. He dances between worlds, wearing the cloak of the world loosely around his shoulders, and sings the world into being. He reminds us to be in the world and travel through it, but not be defined by it, or become too attached to this experience. This is the symbol of true alchemy, for all the elements of life have a spiritual aspect, and a material one. When we remember this, all manner of miracles and manifestations are possible. So I feel like this is telling you, like, the invitation talks about like living without attachment. It talks about almost kind of like a surrendering. And I'm saying that, yes, because I see the Hanged One there. But so definitely this is about somebody, your next step or your advice, I think, is, own your spiritual mystical shaman, own that, inner wisdom, because you are being somebody who is multifaceted. And I feel like this is an opportunity to embrace that, because, this success that you're having, whether it be, monetarily or just like a breakthrough in your energy, because that's success. Honestly, if you can shift your mindset, that's the ultimate, success. If you can find contentment and happiness in all things and be able to find your way through that, that's ultimate success to me anyway. But at the same time, I feel like this is somebody who is, able to I feel like surrender all the way. Now, a lot of times I don't like to use surrender for the Hangman, but lately that's what he's been giving me. But it's like, allowing. It's this allowing, not being attached to the results, right? You're seeing results because you're enjoying what you're doing, and your fruits are coming into fruition. Is that the right word? I don't know. So yeah, so I feel like this is, kind of like a soft reminder to kind of like, remember to kind of keep it soft and kind of like, don't go hard, like, in the material plane so hard to where, you hate what you're doing, but also not get so lost in your head and in your airy, dreamy self. Us people with lots of Pisces in our chart know what that's about. But I feel like that's what it's saying. It's like, balancing that, because of course everything's balanced, but also, because that's where the success comes in. The success comes in you being your natural self and allowing that flow to happen. And then the things come along. Then when you're not all stressed out and freaked out, you see the opportunities for what they are. You see the opportunities and the way to use them to your benefit, not only like materially, but emotionally and spiritually as well. So this is beautiful, and I hope somebody got something out of this. I sure did, and I will talk to you later.